Hello YouTube. So this coming month, November, we were told in the last month's patch notes that it was going to be a banger. And I've kind of heard a little bit of this most recent patch announcement has something in terms of new job mastery, and I haven't read it yet, so when we get there, yeah, I'm gonna give some preliminary on my thoughts as to what I think it might be, or, you know, see what they describe it as, and most likely do a follow-up video when that content actually releases, because it's something that we've been looking forward to for quite a long time. But other than that, we have new login point items, next month's campaign, and a little bit of extra stuff. So let's just dig into it. First up is the campaigns. Actually, wait, where's the login? No, first up is the login items. So, hey, look, Iron Giant mount. This looks ridiculous. Have we had anything like this before? I think you're right. I think if there is a doll, then it's the closest thing we've got. This looks like the giant that you farm in the desert for iron plates. But I could be mistaken on that one. Okay, login. The login date starts on the 10th, which I'm assuming is also the update, or the day after the update. We have the 500 point item is the Iron Giant. Let's see. Oh, these charts aren't on here very often. Pirates chart, Brigands chart. It's something to do with fishing, and I think it's like if you can get the special rings inside the belly using the following quest, Pirates chart quest. So yeah, somebody leave down in the comments below, describe what these do fishing wise. I don't know fishing enough and could really use the help. Thanks. For the 1,000 point items, we have the Worn Sack. These are good. These +2 sacks are really good because basically you're gonna need these stones at some point. These are the like leaf slit stones, leaf tip, snow orb. Yeah, this is actually kind of OP. So if you've got extra characters, I would definitely take a look. If you're somebody who plans on leveling a pet job in the future, look at the orb stones. Yeah, this can actually be very good. This is not a bad login month, actually. They're kind of expanding their horizons a little bit here. All right, so yeah, anything else up top? The Dalmel is coming back, the Blizzard brand. I have the Blizzard brand for Red Procs and Abyssia, so that's another good use of that. Excalibur is kind of a cool item for login points. Overall, this is not bad. I actually like this login month better than other login months, especially if you're like new or returning. Like, there's a lot of stuff here you haven't even had access to yet in with login points. So 2 thumbs up on that one. I really like this month's login point campaign. Next, we have the regular campaign, which is going to start on November 11th and run until November 30th. And let's see what we have. Mog Garden campaign. Beautiful for, once again, new and returning players. Mog Gardens will undergo the following modifications for the duration of the campaign. Number of shining stars doesn't super matter. Shining stars can buy like small items and stuff, but look into the Mog Garden if you haven't. It's important that you start one. There's a number of goals in the game that can only be kind of achieved if you've done Mog Garden stuff. But the most important item is at the end of this, and we've gone over it in previous videos, but I want to make sure, especially if you're just getting to the game, that you know about one of these items here. So different items will wash ashore. I forget what you can get from this, but like there are things like Sky God Pops. Items can be harvested from monster rearing twice a day is very good. Wait, no. Harvesting the items. No. That doesn't improve your relationship with them. That actually decreases your relationship with them. So I don't think harvesting items from them is really worth it. Again, look into Mog Garden if it's something you're unsure on. But basically, monster rearing is you're raising monsters in your garden. You want better relationship with them. And most people don't raise monsters for the items they give. Most people raise monsters for the cheers they give, which are like a passive. But here it is. The following items will be sold in the Mog Garden. Golden Seed Pouch, Chestnut Tree Sap, Monarch, Beetle Saliva, Bronze Bed, Mahogany Bed, Noble's Bed, and most importantly, Goblin Stew 880. Goblin Stew 880 is a one-shot item that you trade to the Goblin in Mugfix's junk shop in Lower Juneau in order to complete your Mog Bag upgrade in one shot. So some of the items are a little bit harder to find or they're a little expensive. This stew costs 100k. So you can get all 50. There's 10 Moggy Bag upgrades. I think that's what it's called, Moggy Bag upgrades. There's 10 of them. So ultimately 1 million gil. If you just decided to just knock these out, you could have a fully upgraded Gobbie Bag, not Moggy Bag, Gobbie Bag. That's one way to do it. You know, it's nice in one shot. You don't have to bother obtaining all the items. You don't have to bother paying whatever exorbitant fees might be on the auction house. You can just knock that out. So Goblins to 880, be sure to pay attention to that. Wildscape Reeves, WKR campaign. Wildscape Reeves will undergo the following changes. Yeah, this is a super good time to like spam like for Bailed specifically, right? So the Wildscape Reeves, they're basically, think of them like an H&M fight of the different Adeline boss monsters. And I think it's something like 1,000 or 1,500 Bailed in order to fight the fight. Yeah, that's what it says. The required fame and Bailed cost of the key item required to participate will be reduced. It's very cheap. They drop 4 pinches of HP Bailed. Oh yeah, it's the plus campaign. So every single win is 4 pinches of HP Bailed. As long as it's not getting spammed by other people there, like you get so much Bailed just fighting the monster. Like X amount of damage you've done to it gives you a Bailed reward. And you can just get like 20k Bailed or whatever. Plus your HP Baileds from fighting like the bee at CZAC Battlegrounds. Enemies will drop Mog coupons, Wildscaper Reeves. This is good if you're kind of like new or returning and you're trying to hunt down one specific Wildscaper Reeves drop and it's being annoying and not dropping for you. You can turn this coupon in for one of those items. But here's the big thing. So the spawn times have been reduced. So you can essentially spam the Wildscaper Reeves mobs, getting 4 HP Bailed, getting regular Bailed, reduced cost of KI, and I think it's 5 or 15 minutes respawn instead of the usual 45 or an hour. This is a good campaign if you need Bailed, if you want to get some extra HP Baileds, or if you need those coupons in general. Next up, we have the Alter Ego Expo. Alter Egos will receive the following. Alter Egos, otherwise meaning trusts, will receive the following improvements for the duration of the campaign. Max HP and MP up 50% and stronger resistance to status ailments. This is not the plus campaign where you get 1 free revive. This is just makes them bulkier. Campaign Fiesta. Good old Campaign Fiesta. Campaign will undergo the following adjustments for the duration of the campaign. Campaign is also a piece of content in the game. Let's just jump down to the important part. If you do splitting hairs, cracking shells, plucking wings, or fiat lux, you have a chance of getting 100 pieces in addition to, it's called campaign ops, in addition to like people have reported like getting like cat's eyes and stuff. If this sounds interesting to you, read about it on the wiki. There's kind of a bit too much to explain and it's older content, and I am not really, this isn't really for me. It's kind of always felt like a waste of time, but definitely check it out. Double Unity accolades. Unity accolades gained from completing ROEs and vanquishing monsters will be doubled for the duration of the campaign. Usually double accolade comes with Unity monster double drops. We'll see. Oh yeah, here it is down here. Anyway, we'll get there. Basically, you earn double the amount of Unity accolades from ROEs. Skirmish Frenzy Campaign Plus. This is if you need items from within the skirmish zones. Skirmish zones will undergo the following changes for the duration of the campaign. Personal treasure coffer ranks will increase faster. The spawn rate. Okay, I'm just going to summarize all this because this is another one of those older pieces of content that kind of has a lot going to it. But skirmish is like an instance content that you go into, you fight, the better you do, the further you go, the better your rewards. Essentially, what players bother to do this for anymore is the skirmish gear. You've got your Teon set, you've got your Yorium set, you've got your Telkeen set are the 3 big ones that anybody uses anymore. And you can either get those drops in here at an increased rate by fighting all this extra special stuff that spawns, or you can leave with wings, and those wings can be traded for those sets of items. If you're new or returning and you're playing a mage job, you're going to want Telkeen. If you're playing a paladin, you're going to want some Yorium. I think it's Yorium. Is Yorium or Arco? I think it's Yorium for Paladins. Correct me on that, chat. And then Teon is still useful for a handful of jobs, so you may want to do Skirmish in order to obtain those things. Unity Wanted Campaign. As I mentioned earlier, when there's double Unity accolades, there's usually a Unity Wanted campaign. Each Unity mob you defeat gives you 2 treasure chests instead of 1. Very simple. When this is active, players usually do a shout, or they'll say something in Link Shell or in your Link Shell's Discord and say, hey, I really need the neck piece from King Behemoth or whatever, and people will get together, do some Unity Wanted campaign. It basically cuts your time in half of the amount of time you're going to spend doing Unity mobs, which is pretty sweet. Special dial campaign, SP dials. Okay. Finally, we get a dial campaign that I'm actually going to recommend. Log in every day on your characters that have this. My personal favorite thing to do here, I'm gonna give you the inside scoop here. My personal favorite thing to do here is during the entire campaign, log into my mules, log into my main, collect the keys, and at the end of the campaign, cash them all in at once. You can do a macro that says it's just /item SP Gobbie Key target. I'll put that in the look in the description of this video for the specific macro. Essentially, it trades a key to the goblin, and it gives you a random item out of all the items in the game. You can get very valuable stuff doing this, and like I said, I've got a couple of mules, I've got my main, and I do like 100-something keys each campaign at the end, and end up with, you know, maybe a pulse weapon or some shards from Dynamis D worth a couple million gil. That's my personal preferred way to do this. It beats having to clog up your inventory every single day or every other day when you decide to use these keys. I just do it all at once and then deal with it all at once. Monster rearing campaign. Reared creatures will be twice as likely to transform for the duration of the campaign. As mentioned earlier, your Mog Garden, you can raise monsters. This is helpful. Sometimes monsters are very stubborn to evolve into their next form. It says transform into their next form. This is a little bit helpful, having this campaign active if you're trying to do that. Statue Crusher campaign, it doesn't say it's the plus version, but we've had in the past where they've said it's the regular version and then it's been the plus. Basically, you get an ID card extra every time a statue is killed in Dyna D. In the past, I've not personally been a fan of targeting killing all the statues during the regular campaign, but if your entire Link Shell is getting... If you do a full clear on wave 1 and 2 during this campaign, you leave with a bunch of RP and shards and cards, and this does throw some more in your inventory. I've kind of come around as time has gone on. I much prefer the plus campaign where you can get personal rewards of shards and whatnot, but the amount of cards you leave after going through a run with this campaign active is still pretty high. Lastly, we have Ambuscade Gallantry campaign. For the duration of the campaign, the badges of gallantry earned from normal and intense ambush will be doubled once per day. This stacks with Abdallah seals, as it says right here, and resets at 10 a.m. Eastern Time or 7 a.m. Pacific. Basically, once per day, you get double the gallantry. Nothing really much to say about that. And by stacks, I believe it... I don't recall if it's multiplied exactly, so it either ends up being 6x or 5x of your gallantry for that day, but usually you end up capping you usually end up with a lot more gallantry at the end of these campaigns than you normally would. Next up, we have another update to the We Are Vanadil page, and it's actually a pretty nice one. I'm just going to go over it quickly here so you can get an idea, but they essentially put concept art for... They posted some concept art of the playable races in the game, and I haven't seen anything saying that this is actual concept art from when the game was originally designed, but I would bet it is. You know, why else would you have concept art like this? And it's really nice, especially when you can click and look at the sort of like high-res version. Yeah. So definitely check out We Are Vanadil. Search that in Google, or you can see you can't really see the URL, but yeah, look at the early designs of the Taratara. So this is a nice little like treasure trove of concept art and whatnot to look through. For people who like this kind of thing, man, look at the early Mithra. Is that a male? No, it's not. So yeah, so definitely an enjoyable thing if this is something that you have an interest in. Standing tall. Anyway, check that out if that's something you're interested in. And finally, let's get to the patch notes. I have not read these yet. I've been looking forward to the next job progression system that they're going to introduce. I'm hoping to not be disappointed. I don't know how much they've explained. We're going to read it together and find out. Good day, adventurers. Matsui here with your monthly XI update. Tokyo has been undergoing a bit of a cold spell, making me wonder what on earth happened to autumn. It's actually nice in autumn where I'm at. Okay, he goes on to say, I hope those of you in colder climates are staying bundled up. We've got a lot of ground to cover for November. Yes! So I'll cut my usual greetings a bit short and get right to it. First up, we are introducing a new battle system known as Master Levels. This is a new character advancement system to power up jobs for which you have earned the Job Master designation. Oh, this is exciting. Increasing master levels increases your basic attributes, like dex and strength and stuff. Although you can increase your master level in your usual stomping grounds, we have a couple of adjustments coming for those of you who want to cut your teeth on foes a little more challenging. Ooh. This includes some adjustments to monster spawn locations, which will continue in future version updates. Take a look at the official patch notes once they go live for more information. I did mention on last month's video that the adjustments they had made to the at-Ergen zones in terms of like mob levels, I wasn't sure where they were heading with that, and I think this might have a tie-in here. We'll have to wait and see. If it's only basic attributes, I'm really curious. This doesn't sound like a job adjustment to me, but we'll see what this means. This could be a mistranslation. I haven't read the forums or anything yet, so I don't know if people have gone through and translated the actual notes to see if there's something different going on here. That it might have just meant basic abilities, not basic attributes, but attributes implies strength, dex, vitality, those things. Next up, we are very glad to see that many of you enjoyed the adjustments to Vlanero in the last version update, but this has opened our eyes to another issue. The shields that various alter egos have equipped are a little bit weak in high level ranges. Hey, SE, there's like one good eye level shield period in the game, if not two. As such, we have made a special shield that internal systems will consider the alter egos to have equipped at higher levels. This is a system-wide change only that will not affect alter ego appearances, and the alter egos that equip shields, paladin or otherwise, will be a little bit more sturdy after the update. Hopefully this adjustment will increase the usability of some of your favorite alter egos. This is all around a good addition. I've kind of laughed off the tank trusts in the past, and this is a really good step forward. Continuing on, we've also got another update to the VR, the Voracious Resurgence. This installment takes us... I'm going to start calling it TVR, because every time I say VR, people are like, did you mean virtual reality? And I'm like, yes, I meant virtual reality. Let's all go play Final Fantasy XI in our Oculus Rift. No, TVR. This installment takes us to the Far East, a land that remains a touch of mystery after your previous visits to Ryzenjima. What? This month's storyline expands a little upon relationships with the Yagudo, which we hope will shed a little more light on what exactly is going on. I've also received word that you may have to fish up a little something special in order to progress in the storyline, but the landlubbers among you don't need to fret. You won't have to have a super high fishing skill to do so. Speaking of fishing from earlier, I don't fish. I probably have a 1 because I had to do it for what are they called? Assaults? But I'm gonna have to figure this out and what to do about this. While I'm on the topic of fishing, we've also added some fish to the list of those one might be interested in for the quest inside the belly. Interesting. Mostly fish that first appeared in Seekers of Adeline or later. This is good for fishermen because this means you're going to be able to turn in different fish for the rewards, right? This means that we've added additional rewards and have also made several adjustments to rewards for catching particularly big fish. Cast your line and see what you might receive. Fishermen, rejoice. That sounds like a really good addition to the game. If only we would get more patches updating content that people actually like to do. The final major update for November is a return of the Mandragora Mania minigame, but it's gone from a limited time event to an endeavor that's available whenever you want. Oh, fun! We've also made it available in more areas than ever before and adjusted the rewards to be more appropriate for content that's available on demand. So, okay, so you can earn like silver vouchers or something. Daily or whatever. Or the FO keys. That's sweet. These are good. It has been a good month for patches, friends. Although this about covers the month's major topics, we've got a couple other minor adjustments coming your way. Take a look at the bottom of the thread to see the rest. I'd also like to take this opportunity to plug the We Are Vanadil website, which I hope that many of you have been enjoying over the past months. The most recent entries have interviewed XI fans from other companies, and I think it's fun to see the love that other game creators have for such a storied product. The interviews are very casual in tone, so I'd encourage you to give them a read. Yeah, We Are Vanadil. Go check it out. This month's interview is back with Square Enix, where we talked to Final Fantasy series brand manager Yoshinori Kitase. The two of us joined the company at around the same time, so the conversation starts out pretty light with anecdotes from our early days at Square, but we end up talking about all things Final Fantasy spanning the last 30 years, so we think that everyone from passing to hardcore fans will find something to enjoy. That sounds like a nice read. Finally, I'd like to remind you that we are only a scant 6 months away from FFXI's 20th anniversary. So exciting. We've got more stuff planned in the lead up to the celebration, and I hope that you'll be with us in Vanadil every step of the way. Wait, what? Okay, wait a second. Updated monthly objectives for ROEs, right? TVR, add new quests. What is this? Dynamis Divergence, add new requirements to begin reforging relic equipment to +3. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say you can turn in job points in order to begin, instead of having to get a wave 1 clear in Dynamis D. And I'm going to say the same for, let's just go with the same for Omen. Add new requirement to begin reforging artifact equipment. I'm not thinking this is in tandem to it. I'm thinking this is an alternate requirement. But we'll see when we get there. This is really funny. This is really late in the game to be adding this if it's a further requirement. So it must be an alternative. Inside the belly, add to list of applicable fish. Add to list of items obtained. Yep, this is what they had said. This is really cool for fishermen. I'm really glad for y'all who do that. Quest Apocalypse Night, adjust waiting time that occurs during the quest. I don't really know what this is for. Maybe they'll just let you make an orb whenever you want instead of during the full moon. I don't know. Content system related Ambu. Same old Ambu swap. Master levels, add new progression system. Very curious. Mandragora Mania we saw. Now they're updating that. Trust, adding new shields, they told us that. Battle related. Changing monster spawn locations in certain areas. This is fascinating. I cannot wait to see how this pertains to the mastery system. Item related. Added new items. New items! So this might have to do with the fishing. Add to list of items obtained. New items is interesting. Add to list of supported items. This usually means that they're doing more cosmetics. We'll see. So yeah, to recap, looking forward to TVR. I'm not sure where they're taking us. The Far East? What? What do they mean by that? Relationships with the Yagudo. We will shed more light on what exactly is going on. And when did we visit Ryzenjima for TVR? The last place we were was Arapago Reef, wasn't it? I'm not too sure. We'll have to see when things come out. So to recap, we've got TVR going somewhere else. We've got a mastery system incoming. Very excited for that. Look for a follow-up video on my thoughts once that content releases. Let's see. Rewards for fishermen. Mandragora game is permanent now. Cool. Lots of great stuff. Login update looks good. Campaigns are all right. They're really good for certain players. But otherwise, FF11 looking great. We've been promised a lot of stuff, and they're delivering a little bit here. Super excited for that. But yeah, if you haven't already, check me out on Twitch. I stream Final Fantasy XI every Monday. And always available on my Discord. Discord is in the link down below if you want to ask questions or just communicate with the rest of the community. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Head southwest to the tunnel to map 3. Add Dark Ragnarok for VR hype. Ooh, there you go. Get a Dark Relic today. The stairs at G10. I don't understand.